Fingers
This
crossed.
conference will now be recorded.
Okay, there we go. Okay,
Okay.
so I've put together your list of questions here. So I'm just gonna run through them, and then
Okay.
if you have any questions, just feel free to stop me, and we'll keep kind of going from there. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So the first thing was updating an employee's email,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, as far as I know, that needs to be updated on the back end by Praetorian Digital. So
Okay.
if there is an employee that you need to have their email address updated, just send it to me, and then I'll forward it on, and we'll get that worked out as quickly as we can. Okay.
Okay.
So can I just delete the member and re-add them?
Um, what I think they want us to do is to just update the information. So we'd want to submit it, and they can find them in the system and update their email address. So I think that that's what we should do until we hear anything differently.
Yeah, if we delete employees, then it deletes their history of what they've taken then. Is that correct?
Exactly, and we want to be able to keep that. It's going to be a lot more work to try and fix that. So yeah, if we keep them in there and just update that information, then yeah, they retain all of their history and all everything that they've earned so far.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the old system we were able to do that before. We were able to
Yeah,
change.
yeah, and as far as I've known, they want us to do it this way. If that changes, then I'll let you know, and we can work that out.
Okay.
Okay. So the next thing I had was where to print certificates, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you go to the dashboard, there's a couple of ways you can do it. So were you looking how to do it on an individual basis, or as you as the admin?
Me as the admin. So like if somebody tells me they're done, I can go in and print their certificate for them so they don't have to bring it to me.
Okay, perfect. So if you go to admin and then reports, that's where you're going to find this. So you're going to choose your viewing method. And then the time period. So if you're just looking for, in general, or what, if you know it was done in a certain um, date, you can find it that way. I think easiest way is just to choose all time. Um, and then you can look it up. There's a number of ways you can look it up. You can look up a member, or if a whole group of people were doing, or if it's like say a department was doing, um, you know, sexual harassment or something, you could choose the course. Um, so from there, you would choose um, those who earned certificates, and then you can narrow it down so you don't have to dig through this whole group of topics. So you could do it that way. Now, yesterday, for our purposes, I'll pull up the one I did. So I took that course. You would then add it and then hit download certificates.
Okay.
Now, as you know, with the changeover, there have been some things that have been going back and forth that we've been trying to get worked out. Now, for me, when I've done download certificates, it hasn't saved the file to my computer. So it may work just fine for you, though. That's something we've been finding. The other thing, I was talking about this with Marty earlier this morning, and he was saying that it might also just be my web browser. So I'm using a Mac here, and it might just be a Safari issue. So if you have trouble doing that at first, maybe um, try a different browser if it doesn't save, but that's how you would do it.
Okay, so I hit add, then download certificates, and that's all I need to do, or do I need to hit save also?
You can hit save, and that's just going to save the report. So
Oh, okay.
So let's
So
see.
okay, so if I just am wanting to print it to put in their file, I would just download.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
just, so then I would, can save it, and then you could download them that way. See, so for me, it still didn't save it to my downloads folder, but again, that might be an issue on my account right now, or it could just be my browser. So I would give it a try. If it doesn't work for you, after maybe trying it in a different browser or something, let me know, and then that's something I can pass on to Praetorian, and we can get worked out.
Okay. What browser do you recommend we use for it?
What system are you using?
I don't know. We've got Edge. We've got Google. We've got
Generally I use Google Chrome.
Yeah.
I would probably say try Chrome. I mean, are you using you're using Windows, I take it?
Yeah.
Okay. Generally don't recommend Internet Explorer, so you could try Firefox too. But if you've got a couple of different browsers on there, just I would try it with Chrome first, and then if that doesn't work, try another one or two.
Okay.
And then if you're still having problems, let me know and we'll get in touch with Praetorian. Okay. Any questions on that?
No.
Okay, perfect. So let's see. The next question I had was how to send a notification to just one person.
Okay.
Okay. So again, we'll go to admin, and then let's see. Oh, whoops, sorry. There's this notification manager. So you'll click that. Excuse me. And then there's all kinds of different, so these are different notifications here that have been sent out. So if you wanted to create a new notification, you could do it that way if you wanted, but you're looking to resend a notification, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would open, we'll just do this one, the new learning assignment. You would just open it. And then let's see, there's these options here. So let's see. Sorry. It looks like it kind of saved it from where I was yesterday. So let me go back and let's just do this credentials training requirement not met. Let's do it that way so that I can show you there. So here, what you would do is where it's got the send to, you would specify members. So here, it's kind of automatically selecting everybody under UCIP. So you can just, if I wanted to just send it to just me, I'll just select, deselect everybody, and then you can also select to copy it to somebody if you want. Not necessary, but if you wanted to make sure it got to them, you could, CC yourself that way.
So you either have to click on every button or select all or deselect all.
Yeah.
And then add one if that's.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. And then you could select. So then when you're ready, you can select on to. Why is it not working on this one? Okay, that's kind of frustrating. For whatever reason, this one's not allowed. I'm so sorry. I thought that would let me do it. Let me go back to this one that I did yesterday where I know it worked. So basically at this point, it's the same as what we did, right? It's just already got these things selected.
Okay.
So then that's where I was trying to select on demand. Now it's ready to go. If I hit send now, it'll send the notification off.
Okay. Did that have send now on it when you did that? Tried it the other day.
I think so. It worked. I just did, or I mean, I did this, but I didn't know if they were getting it. I didn't know what.
Okay. Yeah, and that's something that let's see, we'll get to Actually, it looks like it's next in the list of things. So if you're not sure that they're receiving it, I mean, like I said, did you CC yourself?
No, I
Okay,
didn't think about that. So,
I would try that first to make sure that it's getting to you. And we can kind of jump into that because it's an issue that we've been dealing with, is make sure that have them make sure that their emails aren't getting filtered into their spam folder.
Yeah, we have
we
told them that.
to watch for that.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
also on the subject, when I was just playing with this, trying to figure something out, I made an assignment for myself,
Uh-huh.
and I could see the assignment. I sent the notification. I myself never received an email.
Okay.
But I created an assignment for Leanne, and I did the exact same thing. She received an email saying that I gave her an assignment, but for
Okay.
some reason I didn't get it. Is it because I'm creating it for myself?
You know, that might be. That's something I'll have to ask them about because in testing this, I've sent things to myself and to Marty. I haven't received my emails, but Marty received them within seconds of sending it off. So that
Okay.
case, if the other users aren't receiving it though, after we've checked, um, then that might be something that we'll need to bring up to Praetorian and just say, hey, some people aren't receiving their emails. They're not receiving them in their spam. This is something that we need to look into.
Okay.
Any questions on that?
No, I don't think so.
No, this just seems a little bit more complicated. It takes a lot more time to get things assigned to people.
Yeah, I could go in and assign something to somebody in less than 5 minutes before. Now it takes me 20, 30 minutes.
The way that I've looked at it too when I've done it is once I figured out how they want to do things or how they've organized things, it makes sense to some degree how it's going to be useful in the future, but getting going with it is I agree, completely not as easy as it was in the old system. So
we can't just go in and click on a course and assign it. We have to actually create a learning assignment.
Yeah, let's jump to that one because that is something that I was looking into. On their website, they have a couple of different ways you can. Do you see this little question mark right here? So if you go to as an admin, it's got like an FAQ, right?
Uh-huh.
There is one in here about assigning courses, and it goes through how to assign an individual course. There's also a video in here that shows you how to do that under the course catalog. But
and I think I watched that, and I think to create a whole learning assignment, I couldn't just click on the course and assign it to somebody. I had to make it a learning assignment.
Yeah, and so what they show on the website or in that video and in this this topic guide here is different than how we actually assign the courses where you have to create that learning plan. So that doesn't make sense. You should be able to do that as they show on the website. So I'm following up with them right now to find out why this isn't available because yeah, that is something that if it shows us how to do it on the website and we're not able to do it, there's a disconnect there. So once I find out about that, I'll let you know about that because I agree that is kind of frustrating. A workaround for that right now is you can just ask people to complete the courses. Like you can go in as a user and select a course and you can start it and complete it. I took I don't remember what the course was yesterday, but I took one that was like a 30-minute course, breezed through it, and everything was good to go. I got the credit and the certificate for it. Of course, that does eliminate some of the tracking features that are built into it, where you can remind people to take the courses and whatnot. So that is kind of a temporary workaround, but again, it it eliminates some of those useful features. So like I said, I'm trying to figure that out with my contact at Praetorian right now, and as soon as we get something, I'll let you know.
Okay.
So it's not ideal, but there is a way you can at least get people to take certain courses if you need them to right now.
So like if we email them and says you need to take this harassment course, they would just log into this, find that course, and click on it and take it.
So what you would do is then just go to your course catalog. You know, you can narrow it down just by typing it in the name. Might take it a minute. So yeah, then you can just, if you just click start course, then it'll take you right in and you can go through it, no problem. So that's.
Then with that, then there's not the tracking feature, right? Or the notification.
Yeah, now when they complete it and they need the certificate, you should be able to go in and generate the report that way. But correct, yeah, you can't send out, you can't go into the administrative functions and send out the reminder for that course. Or
if they do it that way, can I go in and see that they've started or they're in progress on it?
I believe you would be able to go in and see that way. You could see if they've started it, I think so, yes.
Okay.
And so you'd still be able to look and see who's completed the course, who's and have a report that way if they've gone in on their own and logged in, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, the problem is it just adds a couple of steps to it, which we want to eliminate, especially since, like I mentioned in the frequently asked questions and the assigning a course guide, it shows you exactly how to assign a course like we want to without creating that learning plan. So.
Right.
Okay. Any other questions on that?
No, we're good.
Okay, sounds good. Now you wanted to send a re-invite without having to go into each person, is that correct? Like you want to be able to do a mass?
Yeah, so we have a lot of people. I have about 130 people that were sent an invite automatically by you guys in January. And I think a lot of people ignored it. And so now they've either deleted it or whatever. And so I just thought if I could just send a re-invite to everybody so that they could go recreate their account. That way they knew what they were doing, because most of them are just trying to find this website without that link, without that invitation email. But the only way I can find it is I have to go into each individual person and hit the resend invitation.
Okay, so from what I was able to find, there's not a way to do that right now. So you maybe have to go in and do it individually, which is a pain, I recognize. I can again follow up with Praetorian and see if there's a way to do that, but from what I could find, you have to go in and invite them again individually, which if you've got 100 some odd people, that's not very conducive to your time. So let me look more into that, if that's all right.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to mention too, I don't know how it is in your county. In another county, we had an issue where somewhere along the line, their email changed. And so it went from, whatever the county was, .co.gov to name of county at utah.gov, and that's created some issues too. So we want to make sure when we're inviting that all the correct email addresses are being used, just because that's created some issues where it's kind of creating like duplicate profiles, and it seems like that might be confusing the system too.
Okay.
Well, ours hasn't changed.
Okay, if that's the case, then bravo. But yeah, we found the issue was that this individual is one of the admins, and so along the way her email address had changed, and so she was trying to use her new one, but notifications were going to the old one, which was being sent into the ether, and nothing was happening. So if that hasn't happened,
a lot of our employees have their personal emails in here.
oh, okay, yeah. So I mean, if they were originally in the system in their old email, and now, or under like their personal email, and you're sending out invitations to their county email, we just want to, I guess, maybe let's check into that if you can, and we can kind of work on getting that rectified, but that might also cause an issue.
I don't know of any, because we have the same email address that we just emailed them with. They're the same that's on here. So.
Okay, if that's the case, then it should be fine. But I just wanted to bring that up because it seems like that might be an issue elsewhere, and just in case, I wanted to bring that to your attention. So, okay, the last question I had, or did you have any other questions on that? Sorry, I don't want to jump ahead before we get that result. Okay, so the last question was removing a course from somebody, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you would go into admin and then under learning assignments. And then, excuse me. Let's see. So here's an assignment, the HR basics, right? You would go into, sorry, this is, let me just double check here. There we go, sorry, learning plans here. And then edit. Oh, you know what, I'm so sorry. I think I took a note down incorrectly, and now I'm losing where I was. Okay, so then we go to edit. I apologize. So learning assignments, you have your courses, then you go to actions and edit, and then you would go to personnel. So here I've assigned this to Corby, and then if you wanted to remove that, you would just hit remove and save.
Okay.
Any additional questions on that?
No, I don't think so. So if there was a whole list of people on there, we would just.
Yeah. So I mean, with us, it's just a handful of people, and I've just made minimal test assignments as we've been trying to figure some things out. So yeah, this one for Corby exists just as a test. So yeah, otherwise in yours you'd have a list of them if you've got 100 and some odd people. So you could just remove one from somebody if for whatever reason you needed to do that.
I think we've found that a lot of people that's logging in.
Mm-hmm.
The login, it's going to a different site. It's going to one with like gold and the old, red. Yeah. Red and
like the old site. And
I see.
Instead of the new white and blue, it's going to the gold. And I've had to. I don't know what the actual website is supposed to be because I've tried multiple and it just.
Yeah. So the actual website is this
Okay, say that again. The UCIP.localgovu.com.
Yep. In fact, let me just log out here so you can see what it is supposed to look like. Okay. So if you just put in that, it'll bring you up to this page. And then you would just click sign in for training. And then you can put in your credentials, and then it should bring you right into the main page there.
Okay, so I've had quite a few people that I sent this assignment to them. I sent them a separate email from you guys saying that they would be getting this. So if I send them an email and tell them to go to that website instead of using their invitation link, will let them log in, or do they need to use their invitation link?
Let's just double check and find out.
Because I think that most of them that are calling me have not signed on since last year. So
Right.
I don't going through the through the invitation. I think that they're just going. I don't know what they're doing actually.
Yeah.
But
So
we're saying register here, and I don't think they need to register. They just need to log in, right?
right. Yeah, because so they were porting all that information over. And so that's why the invitation email is you're supposed to put in your information. It's just supposed to port over all of that. So I mean, here, yes, you can register for an account. I haven't done it this way, so I'm not sure if that is gonna filter you in. I don't know if you have to put in UCIP or Sevier County or what. I think that's why they wanted us to do it through that invitational email, and that actually was sent out. It looks like it came from us, but it was sent from Praetorian Digital. So we kind of got this influx of questions too, because it was kind of a weird way of doing it. But yeah, so that invitational email is really important just because it's supposed to port over their information and bring in what they had previously done into the new system.
All right. I'll let them know that they need to find out.
So if they forgot their password, then they can do the forgot your password, and it will work for them.
You mean if they've forgot your password here, or when they?
Yeah. But they've not done the invitation yet.
So they haven't done the invitation yet, and they don't remember their password
yet. I don't know how that would work here. I apologize. I just don't know. I haven't run into that, or what would happen if you tried to do that.
All right. I'll just send them all the re-invitation.
Okay. Let me see if I can find out here for you if there's a way to do a mass re-invite, because I don't want you to have to go through each individual and go through that if it's gonna eat up a lot of your time. But so let me see if I can do that, and I'll try and get you an answer here by the end of the day.
Okay, because I have about 70, so I would say 75 that have accepted their invitation, but I have I want to say it's about 130 that have not.
Okay.
So I don't want to resend the invitation to people that have already activated their account or accepted.
Okay. Yeah.
Those few that are still floating around that haven't done it because they didn't know what it was, or I'm sure most of them did not know I didn't know that this was happening, so I'm sure they didn't know what it was. So
because Kelly didn't get the invitation.
Yeah, I didn't get the invitation myself.
Gotcha.
So I just logged in as a new employee a couple of weeks ago, and that's when I realized the site was different. I had no clue.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean the rollout unfortunately did not go as smoothly as we would have hoped, and then there's been some issues that we've been having. So it's kind of been unfortunate, because I think if we can get everything working the way that it's supposed to, then it's going to be a really good system. It's just unfortunately, it's taken a couple of months now, and we're still kind of working through some of these things. So once it's there, I think it'll be good. But and if you can get in and access these features, then that's great. But we've had some people who have had issues with that too.
Okay. Another question I have that I've gotten in the last 3 days. So when I give them, I've created an assignment. I've created the sexual harassment assignment, and I have assigned it to everybody that is required to take it. I can see the list I can see everybody that I've assigned it to. I have had multiple people say that they've logged in, they can get in, they can see their dashboard, and they click on my dashboard, and when they go to learning assignments, there's nothing there.
Okay.
And the one lady I just talked to a little while ago, she had nothing in her learning assignments. I show her on my list, but she had in her notifications, when she clicks on her notifications, it says you have a new assignment assigned to you, and it had a link. When she clicks the link, it does nothing. It gives her an error.
Okay.
So these people are not finding the assignment that I assigned them, but I can see that I've assigned it to them. So am I telling them in the right place to look? Is that not? Leanne has an assignment that I assigned her. Mm-hmm. When she goes in through her dashboard and looks under the learning assignment, she can see that assignment I gave her, but these EMTs are not seeing that assignment I gave them.
Yeah, I mean, that's where it should be, right there, dashboard learning assignments. That's exactly, you should be able to come in and see, there's the course, click on it,
and
start.
How long, like what time period is I gave them and everything like that. And there are multiple that are not seeing that.
Okay.
There are reasons to not see that.
Okay, I'm just
because I haven't done their invite.
No, because Lisa's been invited. Lisa's logged in and she's.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I've had 3 people tell me that they've been able to log in, but they can't find the assignment anywhere.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's an issue that we'll need to bring up to Praetorian, since that's something in the back end that, for whatever reason, if the user isn't seeing it, that's not something that I can get into and fix. So yeah, I'll bring that up to them along with some of these other questions, and hopefully we'll get that squared away.
Okay. But I am telling so that is the right spot where I'm telling them to look.
Yep. That's exactly where it should be. So if it's not there, yeah, that's another issue.
Okay.
So why is, when they went into notification, was it notification?
Yeah, so when she goes to my dashboard and she goes to the notifications, it shows her, it says, yeah, like that last bottom one on yours, how it says you have a new assignment, and it has the full details. She's clicking on that, and then it gives her an error.
Okay.
I have that on mine.
Okay.
And mine says I have a new assignment, and then there's nothing. It says link, but there's no link for me to click on either.
But on mine, I don't have anything on notifications.
But she has something on her learning assignment.
Yeah, but I have something on my learning assignment.
So I don't know if I'm doing somewhere funny when I'm assigning these, or if it's a glitch somewhere.
That's a glitch somewhere. That shouldn't, you doing that shouldn't be causing any kind of issue like that. That's a system glitch that we need to get worked out.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know why, since I have something assigned to me, I don't have a notification.
Gotcha.
But others have the notification and no assignment.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
But
So,
I've had some people that have already completed their course,
yes.
So they obviously have seen it, or they're going in without going to the assignment. Maybe that's how they did it. I haven't talked to them.
Course, yeah.
I just know that they've done it and they've turned in their certificate. So I just assumed they were clicking on the assignment I gave them. But I guess they could be going to the course catalog and finding it themselves. But I don't know.
okay. Yeah, I'll check into that as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Trying to think if there was anything else here.
Yeah, any other questions?
I can't think of anything right now.
No, you were going to check, though, on that. Well, I don't know if that'll. I mean, it would be very, very nice if you clicked on a course that you wanted to give to somebody and just be able to choose that course and then choose who you assign it to instead of
Instead of-
creating a
Yes.
plan.
Yeah, that's something I've submitted to them to get an answer to. I sent that yesterday, so I haven't heard back yet. But once I find out an answer to that, I'll follow up, because that's something that would be extremely helpful, rather than taking all the time to create a learning plan. I mean, the learning plans are great in the sense of, you can create like an onboarding plan, right? When you have a new employee and boom, here's, 10 courses you need to take or whatever it might be, and you can do that in one swift go. But when you've got established employees who, need to do courses periodically, yeah, just assigning an individual course is a much more efficient way of doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.